Almost 80% of Americans have at least one sibling. That means most of you sitting here today have either a brother or a sister. As most of you can probably contest to, siblings are some of our closest friends in life. We grew up alongside one another, we undergo a lot of the same hardships together. Overall, they're a link back to our good childhood days. Because of this, it's very important to keep a good communication between siblings. However, as siblings grow older and start to transition into adulthood, they tend to drift apart from one another. I'm going to be looking at three different things today. 1. The motives behind sibling communication. 2. How these motives may change as siblings grow older. And 3. How these changes may affect the overall satisfaction that siblings feel about their relationship together. In my research, I found an article titled Motives for Sibling Communication Across the Lifespan, written by Craig Fowler. In this article, I noticed two topics that were very important that stemmed from our book. First one being social identity from Chapter 5. Social identity played a very large factor in the way siblings communicate, in the sense that when a sibling links themselves in a very similar way to their sibling and identify in the very similar social standpoint, they tend to be able to talk very freely with one another. They don't feel like they have to limit their speech, and they don't feel like they have to censor themselves. Because of this, the overall satisfaction relationship goes up. As well, this reflects on one of the findings from the research article that younger siblings pushing up to age 18 tend to get the most satisfaction out of a relationship when talking from an intimacy-based standpoint. Meaning, when they feel like they can freely speak from the heart and have a very intimate conversation with their sibling, they have a lot of satisfaction with their relationship. However, as these same siblings grow older and tend to transition into adulthood, the motives for their conversations tend to shift to more of an obligated standpoint. This obligation stems from the sense of salience from Chapter 5 as well. When these siblings grow up talking with each other throughout their whole life, they feel very salient that they must continue to do the same thing. They feel obligated to continue to conversate with each other. However, the motives have shifted now. They're no longer having a real heart-to-heart conversation with their sibling. They're just talking because they feel the need to. Because of that, the overall satisfaction of the relationship tends to drop. However, when looking back at younger siblings again, pushing ages 18 to 24, siblings tended to note that they wanted to talk more for an escape. They wanted to conversate with their siblings because they wanted to get an escape from the stress in their current life. Because their sibling is someone they've grown up with and are so close with, they feel like they can speak freely with them and just get some sort of escape from all the stress of transitioning into adulthood. I've noticed that a lot with me and my sister. Both of us have been recently starting our own adult lives, moving to college, and starting to become much more independent. Because of that, I've noticed our conversation has started to be struggling. We don't talk as freely as we used to before. We start to speak whenever we feel obligated to. We don't have as much heart-to-heart conversations, and overall, our satisfaction with our relationship has gone down. Because of that, I'm going to start taking conscious efforts in order to have more of an intimate-based conversation with her, something noted in the research article to be very satisfying in a relationship. So, instead of having a conversation with her based off an obligation, I feel needing to have a conversation with her, I'm going to talk with her because I truly want to. Have an intimate conversation in order to boost the overall satisfaction of our relationship, which is important, because as I said, siblings are some of our closest friends in life. It's very important to keep a strong communication between each other in order to have a satisfactory relationship.